All right, another video, another couple pieces of information. Now, if there is a noise that sounds like construction outside my window here, that's because there is construction going on. But I'm going anyway, so you're just gonna have to put up with it if you hear if you hear that. Sounds like a buzz saw going off. Anyway, probably maybe it's just me. Anyway, so before we get going, as usual, the opinion disclaimer. I got to read this shit because that little girl, Irwin Soto. They get, the guy that sold you on Ecomm's bullshit. The guy that looks like, hey man, you should really do something about that beard. Like, what's up with that? Take a look at that guy's picture. I don't know. His wife doesn't like my guy is like, what is that shit on your face? Anyway, opinion disclaimer here, real quick. This content is intended for awareness and consumer protection. The views expressed in this video are my personal experiences, interpretations, and opinions protected under the Consumer Review Fairness Act of 2016 and the First Amendment right to free speech. Everything shared here is based on my documented interactions, communications, and outcomes. These statements are not presented as verifiable facts or accusations of illegal conduct unless supported by public available evidence. Plenty of that's out there, people. Plenty of that's out there. This video is provided for informational entertainment purposes only. Viewers should conduct their own due diligence before making any business, consumer, or investment decisions. Wow, that sounds like a chainsaw. So annoying. You guys are going to have to put up with it because I need to get this information out. Okay, so why I'm bringing up what the purpose of this video is. Backstory here. Backstory here. You guys remember when you go log into your Moxio chat with this stupid Ecomm partnership? You go in, oh yeah, it's a normal day. Let me just check out messages. So you go to log in and then and then, oh, this is what happened to me. Incorrect email or password. Interesting. So I did it 2 times. All right. Well, what happened there? Maybe I'm thinking, all right, I didn't forget my password. I tried to reset the code. Then when I tried to reset the code, it kicked me out. It kicked me out. So I'm like, all right, that was kind of weird. So I emailed um, Irwin and Donnie at hello at ecommpartnerships.com. Their generic email that really, that's all I have at this point for communication, if I even wanted to, but we ceased all communication because there's no point moving forward. So I get a response back from Irwin, and I'm like, well, first of all, I emailed him and I said, oh, what's going on here? I seem to be locked out. Is there something up with the website? I don't know because uh, backtrack about a couple months prior, I figured that they would try eventually to do that when shit was hitting the fan, and I pressed them, and they basically would be like, okay, we had enough of this guy. We're just gonna lock him out. I have all that screenshotted. I have all the chats saved because at somewhere along the line I figured that they would probably do this. And sure enough, that's what these fucking scumbag pieces of shit did. Irwin Soto and Donny Doquisa of Ecomm Partnerships LLC, they got scared that I actually made a video after I warned them it was going to happen. After I warned them, I'm like, hey, look, guys, do the right thing. I played you that video of our last conversation. I gave them every possible out to do it amicably to avoid going nuclear here. I warned them. They didn't bite on it. They basically called my bluff. They pushed me to it. So I'm like, I reached a point where I'm like, all right, enough is enough. Now I'm going to file suit. I'm going to start the formal making this Excel sheet. I'm going to start making videos. I'm going to file my complaints. I'm going to start doing chargebacks on my credit cards for fraud and all this shit. They didn't think I was seriously. And Irwin, Donnie, if you're listening, and I know you two scumbags are, be careful who you fuck with because I will keep coming at you until I win this. And my goal is to put you guys out of business. And if possible, put you in jail where you belong. Okay, that's my goal. Now, whether that's going to happen, I don't know. I hope so. But I have my own strategy moving forward. I talked to you guys about this, and this is all my opinion, and I'm entitled to it because this is what I believe based on verifiable evidence in my experience and my opinion of those two fucking scumbags. Okay. So this is what he responds back because I knew eventually they were going to kick me off of there or lock me out because they didn't, they're getting scared. At this point, Irwin Soto is a scared little girl. Okay. So there's the date. And I kind of screenshotted this because it didn't really come up right in my email. So this is actually the email I copied and pasted. So on August 28th, 4:47 a.m., he's up. He's pissed. He sends me this bullshit and I'm going to read it. I'm going to go through it, and hopefully this won't be a half hour, and I'll try to just do this real quick. So anyway, he goes, Mr. I redacted certain portions of this. It's to me. This is a correspondence to response to recent email and subsequent conduct and revelation to our service agreement. Blah blah blah. Okay, terminate. He claims I terminated and breached the contract. Which the kind of ironic thing is, I sent him multiple letters warning him that they breached certain clauses. I even have an amended contract that I signed after that stupid FBI report, after that fucking bullshit that I call bullshit, that FBI report that Donnie sent me, which I still think that was photoshopped. I don't believe it was real. And that's my opinion based on all the evidence I've seen. I immediately stopped all communication with Irwin Soto because I just basically said to Donnie, keep that stupid asshole out of the picture. He's the cause of this. So Donnie stepped in, and I basically had to go back and forth and basically tell Donnie, if we move forward, we're doing an amended agreement. And that amended agreement went one step further, and it basically put everything in my favor. If the lawsuit's going to get filed, it's going to get filed in Texas, not California. And I gave them terms where they had there was a third strike agreement. And I'm going to share that in another video because it's too long to get into here. But it's all based on that. So Irwin, who's been out of the loop, he's like a little child that wanders in a movie theater halfway through the movie and like, what's going on, guys? I don't know. Like just some fucking annoying gnat you want to step on. Okay, that's basically him out of left field. He's not even aware of what's happening, who breached what. But I get this from him. He claims the termination didn't agree by mutual consent, which it did not. They did not want to terminate it. I told them I was terminating this and I wanted to figure out an amicable way around it. And this is where the manipulation and just it's done on purpose on their end, just to just round talk and just to just like not be truthful of any of the facts. Okay, so follow your verbal and written proposal for a refund, which I did on that video, and you guys heard it. That last conversation I go check it out. I got the video, or you guys heard me amicably say I wanted a refund. They rejected that after 2 weeks in accordance with agreements and its contractual terms. Instead, determination of breach occurring through your unilateral. Oh, I did it. So you guys want to check out. You probably have a similar contract. I'll post that, but I'm not going to go over every clause by clause because this could take 2 hours. So disputing payments for products procured in your half. There was nothing in there about disputing payments or products procured in your half. They made that up in section 3.1. Bullshit. Okay. Publishing disparaging public review naming service provider, meaning Ecomm, and disclosing proprietary product selections in violation of those sections. That's bullshit. That doesn't even apply. Irwin, those were my motherfucking products. I own them. I bought them. I gave you fucking scumbags 10,000 here, 5,000 here, 10,000 there to buy these products to fucking post on my goddamn seller account. So I can talk freely about the damn products that I fucking own. I don't know where that this is just really reaching here. It's amazing. It's amazing how stupid they are. And then the funny one was uploading and publishing a YouTube video under alias Jimmy Reese, in which you not only disclose confidential information, there's nothing confidential disclosed. If you look at that original video, there's nothing confidential in there. I went over their website. I said, this is what they did to me, and I'm just basically serving up for people. Stay tuned because I'm gonna lay out my whole circumstances and I'm gonna document my whole experience with these jerk offs. Okay, so there's nothing in there. They refer to section 6.2, 7.2b. I looked at that. Nothing in there about that. So, oh, my direct admission to intent of I boy, oh boy, Irwin's in his Chat GPT, he really was reaching, making that's where you got to feed Chat GPT relevant information. Otherwise, it'll spit this nonsense out, which is like laughable shit, and it won't even remotely stand up in a court of law. Okay, but I got them on so much. So this shit is laughable. Okay, so let's go down here. Unauthorized access of good faith accommodation. For clarity, this agreement poses no obligation whatsoever upon the service provider to grant you access to its communication system, including the Moxio dashboard. Any such access was permitted strictly out of good faith. So basically, what they're saying there, he can't even spell Moxio, right? If you see. So actually, he thinks that they're doing you a favor by just basically granting you a platform where they can communicate with you about what they're doing with your money. That wasn't basically, according to him, he's not obligated to do that. Think about that for a second. Think about how stupid that is. So if they're not obligated to do that, how do you know at any good time what's going on with your seller account, what they're doing with your money, where the products are getting moved, and everything related to fucking you making money or losing money, and what they're doing behind the scenes? That is beyond a joke. I challenge any attorney to take a look at this and see if this is fucking valid, if they know actually the case. It's I already know because I'm smarter than Irwin. This is fucking such a joke. My lawyer already reviewed this, and he's like, "This is beyond a joke. Let's just, okay, we'll put it away in the file. This will come up later." Okay. And number two, consequences of reservation of rights. Be formally advised. Any continued decimation of our service providers' intellectual property. They don't have any intellectual property. Okay, confidential information or contracts, whether directly under your name or through aliases such as Jimmy Reese, will trigger immediate legal action. Okay, fucking do it, Irwin. If you're listening to this, and I know you scumbags are, you're probably fucking have me on the subscribe button. Then take me to court. We'll see if you can stand up to it, you scumbags. We'll see. I openly almost want you to do it. Okay? The service provider will enforce its rights to indemnification and attorney's fees and their blah, blah, blah. Just a bunch of horseshit. All rights and remedies under the contract, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yeah. And this is the funny part. Your conduct to this date reflects the pattern of bad faith, contractual breaches, and deliberate public disclosure of confidential and proprietary material. Oh my God. It's basically like the pot calling the kettle black. Like they claim I did that, but they don't think they did anything wrong. It's actually the wolf in sheep's clothing. It's like, those people that are like Antifa and they're anti-fascists and all this crap. They're actually the fascists in hiding. It's kind of funny. If necessary, service provider will not hesitate to pursue all remedies available to protect its rights. Personnel are like, okay, then fucking do it. Irwin, do it. I call your bluff, motherfucker. I'm down for a battle. We're going to war. Okay? So there it is. It's from him. He signed it. There's the stupid, their dumb logo, and there he is. Call him up, question him about it, email him, and then okay. So why I'm bringing this up? So this is my response. Okay, so dear Mr. Soto, I categorically reject the contents of your email dated August 28th. Blah, blah, blah. This letter serves as formal rebuttal to your baseless allegations regarding our services. Agreement dated June 26th, 2024. That was the original signing and the amended one, which I said I made with Donnie on June 20th, 2025. I'm going to share both of them. Okay, we're going to go through it. Your claims are not only false, but appear to be intentional attempt to deflect from your company's ongoing failure to meet performance obligations. Deliver transparency and honor contractual commitments over the past year. This was my theme all along to them. I really tried to freaking really communicate this and get through to them, but they didn't give a fuck. They wiped their ass with everything. Because why? This is what fraudulent operations do, in my opinion. Okay. For the record, I'm just going to go through these. I'm just documenting this for just for documentation purposes on my end. I don't really give a shit what he thinks, but I need this on record for my lawyer, for review sites, for the FTC, for anybody who reaches out, so we can build this. Okay. And this is the kind of crap you guys need to file away and keep and start the file, your own file on them. So we're going to go the communications lockout and breach of transparency, his first claim. Your unilateral action of revoking my access to the Moxio platform constitutes a direct obstruction in communication, a bad faith move that prevents any ongoing access to any account records, chat logs, or prior promises made. Okay, that's actually the violation. Okay, that's actually truthful. I've had documented occurrence of this for a year of this shit, and I'm sure you guys do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this video for this long. Okay, as of 828, 827, I was effectively locked out of the platform where updates, deliverables, support interactions had previously taken place. That was our only source. You guys know that as well. I'm not the only one. So it's basically now impossible to gather any further documentation unless already screen recorded or archived. Guess what, Irwin? I recorded every goddamn interaction, every chat that we did since the inception, I have record of. So nice try, motherfucker. You lost this one. Nice try locking me out. It's only going to fuck you over in the end, make you look stupid, desperate, and fraudulent. Okay, it demonstrates an operational breakdown that directly undermines the expectation of transparency and availability under this agreement. So you guys should understand that. Irwin, I got you, motherfucker. Free speech, public reviews, and consumer protection. Your claim that the YouTube video and reviews are defamatory or disparaging ignores the fundamental protection afforded to consumers under U.S. law. That is a critical one. You got to actually know a little bit about the law. You got to understand disparagement and what is actually defamatory. You got to understand opinions versus actual truth versus blatant falsehoods that are basically maliciously put out to hurt the reputation of somebody and they're actually not true. That's the difference. Nothing I'm saying is untrue. Most of this, if not all of this, is my opinion, backed by actually verifiable evidence like this letter right here. Okay? So I do have the legal right to speak publicly and truthfully about my personal experience with your company. That's exactly what I'm doing. Is it here on the computer? Public commentary on matters of consumer dissatisfaction, especially those grounded on documented facts, which that's all it is with me. Documented facts is legally protected speech. Furthermore, the consumer, this is what I think, be careful what you put out there. Be careful what you accuse people of, Irwin, because you're stupid as shit. Okay, you're a dumb fuck. Furthermore, the Consumer Review Fairness Act of 2016, you can look that up. Companies cannot use contracts or legal threats of legal action to punish consumers for leaving honest reviews or criticism. So basically, I can just sue you for that alone because that's what you basically did. I got you, motherfucker. I got you good. My reviews do not constitute defamation, but reflect my attempt to warn others based on evidence of systematic mismanagement, product sourcing failures, and refusal to provide adequate financial documentation. Right there. That's the basis of everything I'm doing right now. And I'm backing it up not only with my opinions, but verifiable facts. Okay, so let's go quickly. 3, breach of agreement by Ecomm Partnerships. This is what really what it comes down to. Contrary to the narrative, your organization has repeatedly breached the agreement through the following actions. Now, I went through stuff like this with them. I gave them, I'm going to share these demand letters. I'm going to share my reasoning behind this. This is just a quick overview of what I accused them over, and I have verifiable proof of what they've been doing consistently and willfully over the course of a year. Failure to provide, this is the big one, the first one, failure to provide product cost breakdowns, invoicing, and sourcing documentation for multiple inventory batches, including the latest one is the Dryosh product. You guys probably got that bullshit too. And I sold all those. And I locked them out of my seller account and I pocketed all that money in the initial wholesale orders. Okay? So that's really what was the final straw for me when I asked them multiple times about invoicing. Nope, I don't know how to do it. You wouldn't believe this laughable shit where I asked multiple times Donnie to provide a breakdown of what was spent on what. And he just couldn't do it, and I know he wouldn't do it. And you know why? Because they didn't have any record of it. I was him on a phone call with Donnie, and he basically openly admitted, and I have the recording of it, that they don't have the infrastructure in place, meaning they didn't spend the necessary amount of money to track everybody's accounts, who's getting spent on what, the breakdowns, giving you guys itemized reports like they claim they were going to do, but they never did to me once. After they did it one time, that was only after I freaking had to yell at them. Okay. So failure to deliver updates, liquidation proceeds, and disposition plans for products placed on eBay and Walmart. That shit was a joke too. Oh, we're gonna your product didn't make it to Amazon, so we're gonna sell it on eBay. Then they get my eBay account banned. And then they're like, okay, well, we're going to liquidate it on our Walmart platform. And then I never heard damn thing from it since. So these products seriously wound up in their warehouse, and still to this day, God knows what happened to them. And when I asked them about it, oh, we'll look into it. And then 2 months goes by. Oh, yeah, you want the report, huh? And then they give you some bullshit generic thing. So then the other bullet point, unilateral operational decisions such as warehouse transfers and the lack of notice deprived me of control more. Yeah, I didn't know where this inventory was at any given time. It was just ridiculous. Stonewalling meeting requests after months of repeated demands for clarity. Most recently, refusing to attend scheduled meetings. I didn't insert the date there. I probably should have. That was a little breach, but whatever. Who cares? I was hopped up at this point. But that's basically my biggest gripes with them, and there is just a long laundry list of evidence to back all that up. So to frame these breaches as my conduct is disingenuous, it signals a continued lack of accountability on your side. You guys think what you want. I can back all that up by proof. And then for fabricated narrative regarding this is a funny one, public threats. Your suggestion that I have acted under an alias or made any admission of intent to violate contract terms is inaccurate and an inflammatory interpretation of my public communications. All content published under the Jimmy Reese handle is transparently associated with me and reflects protected commentary on business contact. They know goddamn well who I am. I don't hide behind that, and I'm perfectly allowed to have an alias to protect my online identity. So, Irwin, if you don't like it, do something about it, motherfucker. Bird finger right to you, right in front of the camera here, if you could see it. Rather than responding with transparency, here's what they are. They're attempting to weaponize non-disclosure agreement language to silence valid critiques and bury facts. You see what the deal is here? Lawyers, are you listening? People that have gotten hosed, are you listening? Use this to your advantage. Trust me. Contact me. I will be a goddamn witness against these son of a bitches. I'll do it for free. Preservation of rights and ongoing disputes. Your letter fails to address the primary purpose of my communications, resolving my fees. It's actually 52,000 plus, an ongoing dispute over failed products, misrepresentation, and lack of documentation. Refusal to meet, combined with cutting off platform access, leaves email as the sole channel now for correspondence and constitutes a further deterioration of relationships. So anyway, I ended. I told them I am going to pursue all. I basically warned them, you got my Excel sheet, and that's what they're going to get. It's all on there. FTC, FBI, Attorney General, submission of all that shit, continued documentation. There you go. I even, I'm like, I urge you to de-escalate this because these hollow threats are not going to affect me. It's all a joke. This email response, this is what I responded to him, but his formal email was a complete joke. So Irwin, if you're listening, now everybody knows about it. I almost challenge you, do something about it. If you got a problem with me, do something about it. You don't have anything because I'm well within my rights to do what I did, and I can back it up by proof. I can back it up by verifiable facts, and I got you. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. So, with that being said, we're at 25 minutes almost, and I wanted to share that with you. So, that's how I got kicked off of. That's what they do when they're scared. They kick you off of Moxio chat. They ban you. They think that that's going to silence you. And most of the time, that's enough just to shut people up. And you know who you are out there. You guys got your tails tucked between your legs, and you're like, "Whoa!" You're bitching and complaining. I lost $20,000. I lost $50,000 or whatever. And you guys are, a couple of years go by. One guy told me this happened years ago. I'm like, "You're just now doing something about it? What do you want me to do?" He got a hold of one of my videos, and he reached out to me, and I just rolled my eyes. I'm like, "Dude, I can see this probably happens a lot." So Irwin and Donnie, it ain't gonna happen on my watch. I'm coming for you guys. And the ball is in motion. And on my next video, I'm going to give everybody an update on what happened with wholesale and and private label inventory orders that I got reimbursed. I won when I did disputes and chargebacks against Chase. And I'm going to go through it. I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to open up the goodie bag and warn you guys and tell you guys, you victims out there of Ecomm Partnerships LLC, what my best advice is for uh, uh, buying, if you're still dumb enough to do this type of work with another company, buying wholesale products or private label products. What's the best course of action? Because I'm going to give you my scenario, uh, what basically uh, was the final outcome and what I recovered. It's going to be eye opening to you. Okay. So that's going to leave me with a certain amount of dollar amount, and then I'm going to go over what my plan is on recovering that. So I'm hacking away at the enemy here. And Irwin and Donnie and Ecomm Partnerships, they are the enemy. Okay. So I'm working on it, but this is a tremendous amount of work, and this is what you have to do. You have to fight back when you are fucked over by people like this. Okay. And if you don't do it, I got no sympathy for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got something useful out of it. I just want to give you a scenario of what happens when they try to silence you and they try to flip the narrative and blame you for the breakdown of a relationship, when that's just completely the other way around. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Stay tuned, subscribe to the playlist, leave those comments in there, reach out to me. You guys got everything you need to start fighting back against Irwin Soto and Donny Doquisa and his back tattoo. That says Duquesa on the back. You guys saw that video. Comedy. And Ecomm Partnerships LLC. So fight back against these fools. I'll talk to you guys later.